There is a woman you have seen. You may not remember what she was wearing. You remember that she was wearing it. She was not dressed expensively. She was not dressed dramatically. Nothing about her outfit announced itself. And yet something made you look twice. Something made you stay looking. Something in the way her clothes worked together communicated a quality that most wardrobes never achieve. That quiet, unhurried sense that this woman knows exactly who she is. That quality has a name. It is color logic. And it is the single most overlooked, most underteachable, most quietly powerful force in elegant dressing. Today on Golden Chic Life, I am giving you the complete structure behind it. 7 rules built on one governing principle, the 3-color code that the most elegantly dressed women use, often without realizing they're using it at all. By the time this video ends, you will not only understand why some outfits always work and others never quite do. You will be able to look at your own wardrobe and see immediately and clearly exactly what to change. Stay with me. Once you see this, you genuinely cannot unsee it. Rule 1, the 60-30-10 proportion, the foundation that governs everything. This principle did not begin in fashion. It began in interior design, where architects and decorators discovered something fundamental about the human eye. It relaxes when it encounters proportions it recognizes. When those proportions are disrupted, when too many elements compete for equal attention, even beautiful spaces feel chaotic and unsettling. Your outfit is a room you wear. And the same principle applies with complete consistency. 60% of your outfit should be one dominant base color. This is the color that grounds the entire look. Your largest pieces, your trousers or skirt, your blazer or coat, your dress. When these pieces share the same color family, something very specific happens to the eye. The body appears longer, calmer, and more intentional. This is where most outfits fail before they begin. 2 or 3 competing base colors fragment the silhouette immediately. The eye has nowhere to settle, and the result reads as disorganized regardless of the quality of individual pieces. 30% is your secondary color, the supporting role, not the lead. This comes from your blouse, your knit, your layering piece. Its purpose is harmony, not drama. It adds visual interest without claiming attention. 10% is your accent. This is where personality lives. Your shoes, your bag, your belt, your statement jewelry. That deliberate, considered pop of contrast that catches the eye last and leaves it wanting to return. Not loud, not competing, deliberate. Here is the practical application. Dark charcoal trousers and a charcoal blazer, that is your 60%. An ivory silk blouse beneath that is your 30. A cognac leather bag and pointed toe flats, that is your 10. The result is an outfit that the eye reads immediately as structured, considered, and expensive, regardless of what any single piece actually cost. This formula changes one thing above all others. It gives every piece in your outfit a clear role. And when every piece knows its role, the whole becomes significantly more than the sum of its parts. Rule 2, the sandwich method, the technique that makes even simple outfits look designed. This is the rule that rescues the ordinary and makes it extraordinary. And once you understand it, you will use it every single morning without thinking. The sandwich method works on a simple visual principle. When the color at the top of your outfit matches the color at the bottom, the eye reads the look as complete, framed, intentional. The body becomes the filling. The matching ends create a clean, continuous outline that organizes the entire silhouette. A black top, warm camel trousers, and black shoes. The black frames the camel from both ends. That is the sandwich. Or ivory blouse, dark navy trousers, ivory loafers. Same structure. 2 matching ends containing one contrasting center. What does this achieve visually? It creates an invisible vertical line that runs from the shoulder to the floor without interruption. The body appears longer, the proportions more balanced, the overall impression more considered. For women who feel that outfits often visually cut them in half, this is the solution, and it works every single time without exception. An important clarification. The sandwich method does not demand identical shades on both ends. Staying within the same color, family achieves the same effect. Navy and black read as the same family from a distance. Cream and ivory. Camel and tan. The principle is tonal harmony, not exact matching. You can also use this method to rescue outfits that feel flat or uninspired. Keep the frame consistent, the matching top and bottom, and introduce texture, pattern, or a softer tone in the middle. The structure remains clean while the center becomes expressive. This technique does something remarkable. Getting dressed stops being an emotional process and becomes a clear, calm, reliable one. Rule 3. Mental unity, the detail that most women overlook and elegant women never do. Here is the silent disruptor that undoes hundreds of otherwise beautiful outfits every day, and it goes unnoticed precisely because most women do not think of metal as color. But metal is absolutely color. Gold, silver, brass, gunmetal, rose gold, each one is a strong visual tone that the eye registers and responds to. When the metals in your outfit speak the same language, the overall look reads as completely resolved. When they conflict, nothing looks obviously wrong on its own, but the whole feels unsettled, slightly incomplete, like a sentence that ends without a full stop. Gold belt buckle, gold blazer buttons, gold bag hardware, gold earrings. The eye reads that as one clean, consistent visual note. It reads as finished. Now introduce silver earrings into that same outfit. Nothing is broken individually, but the harmony is disrupted and the eye feels it even when the mind cannot name it. The simplest approach and the one that produces the most reliably elegant results is loyalty. Choose one metal family for the outfit and stay with it completely. Gold for warm palettes, camel, ivory, warm beige, olive, chocolate, terracotta. Silver or gunmetal for cool palettes, navy, charcoal, black, cool white, steel gray. And remember this, the simpler and more refined the outfit, the more visible every detail becomes. In a clean, elegantly structured look, metal coordination is not a finishing touch. It is a structural decision. Rule 4, the print principle. How to wear pattern without losing control of the room. Prints are where confidence falters and self-doubt begins. Beautiful in the shop, confusing at home. The problem is not the print. The problem is how women count its colors, which is to say, most women do not count them at all. A print is not a single garment. It is a color palette. Most prints contain 2 dominant colors and frequently a third. Those colors have already made your style decisions for you. The only remaining question is whether the rest of your outfit honors those decisions or ignores them. If you are wearing a blouse with a print in deep navy and warm blush on an ivory background, you have 3 colors: navy, blush, and ivory. Your trousers must be one of those 3. Your shoes must belong to that same palette. No beige added for safety, no black added for structure, no pop of yellow because it looked interesting in the shop. The print brings complexity. Everything else must bring calm. This is the rule that transforms prints from intimidating to empowering. The print does the work. The solid pieces give the eye somewhere to rest. And when you deliberately echo one color from the print in your accessories, navy print echoed in navy loafers, blush in a blush leather belt, the outfit stops looking assembled and starts looking designed. Restraint is the sophistication of prints, one bold pattern in an outfit. Everything else, clean, quiet, and completely in service of the print rather than competing with it. Rule 5. Camel, off-white, and black, the trio that communicates heritage without saying a word. Some color combinations do not simply look elegant. They carry a feeling, an association, a sense of inherited, unhurried quality that no single expensive piece can manufacture alone. Camel, off-white, and black is that combination. It has dressed the most quietly powerful women for generations, the women who never needed fashion to announce them because their presence did the announcing for them. The reason it works is that each color has a specific, irreplaceable role. Camel is the emotional anchor. It brings warmth, softness, and approachability without demanding attention. It carries an association with fine wool, cashmere, and the kind of tailoring built to last decades rather than seasons. Off-white ivory. Cream. Warm. Ecru is not clinical white. It is white with warmth, and that distinction matters enormously. Near the face, it reflects light gently rather than harshly, brightening the complexion without emphasizing lines or shadows. It is the most flattering near neutral in existence for mature skin. And black provides structure. It grounds the warmth of camel and the softness of off-white, so the outfit has boundaries. Authority without coldness. Definition without harshness. Build it using the 60-30-10 proportion. Black as the 60% foundation, trousers, skirt, or a sleek knit. Off-white as the 30% near the face, a silk blouse, a fine knit top, a tailored shirt. Camel as the 10% accent, a coat draped over the shoulder, a structured scarf, a leather handbag. The result is an outfit that feels inherited rather than purchased, composed rather than constructed. And genuinely, enduringly elegant in a way that no trend can replicate. Rule 6. Navy, white, and cognac, the combination that makes you look visibly younger. Navy is not black's quieter alternative. Navy is black's smarter evolution. And understanding that distinction changes everything. Black near the face, particularly on mature skin, absorbs light in a way that can exaggerate shadows, dull the complexion, and make features appear more fatigued than they are. Navy does the opposite. It carries the same authority, the same slimming power, the same structural clarity as black, but it reflects light differently. It has depth and warmth simultaneously. It flatters where black sometimes drains. This is why navy is among the most genuinely age-defying colors in existence. White against navy provides contrast and clarity. It lifts the entire combination, making the outfit feel fresh rather than heavy. Placement matters. White works best close to the face or used as a deliberate layering element rather than in the lower half of the outfit where it can disrupt the visual line. And then cognac, that warm, rich, natural brown leather tone, is the element that transforms a classic pairing into something genuinely memorable. Cognac introduces warmth and texture and an unspoken sense of luxury. In a belt, in a structured bag, in a leather loafer, cognac provides the soul that navy and white alone cannot manufacture. Build it as a monochromatic navy base, navy trousers, and a navy blouse. Create that 60% calm foundation. Add white through a blazer draped over the shoulder or a fine knit layer. Bring cognac through your accessories. The face looks more awake. The outfit feels both polished and relaxed. And the overall impression is of a woman who has simply always known how to dress, which is ultimately the finest impression any outfit can make. Rule 7. Light on light, the palette that communicates power without making a sound. This is the combination that makes people look twice. Not because it shouts, because it whispers something that most wardrobes never manage to say at all. White, warm beige, ivory, and gold worn together from head to floor send a psychological message. They communicate control, calm, and a life that moves without friction. Because consider what wearing light colors from head to toe actually implies. You are not worried about the crowd, the spill, the day's chaos. You move through the world as though it arranges itself around you rather than against you. White is the foundation, unforgiving, precise, and powerful for exactly that reason. White exposes everything, poor fabric, imprecise fit, careless wearing. When white is worn well, it communicates self-respect and intention with a clarity that no other color matches. Warm beige softens the intensity, the tones of oatmeal, sand, and warm stone that bring approachability to the authority of white without diluting it. And gold in jewelry, in hardware, in a delicate chain belt provides warmth and finish. It is the note that takes this palette from serene to genuinely extraordinary. Build it entirely within the warm family. Ivory blouse, warm cream, wide leg trousers, camel loafers, a structured beige bag, gold jewelry. Keep the silhouette clean and the fabric's quality, because in this palette, quality is visible from across the room in a way it simply is not in darker tones. This combination is the reward for understanding everything that came before it. It is not for timid dressing. It is for a woman who has learned the rules well enough to wear them with complete and beautiful confidence. 7 rules. 1 governing principle. The color logic that separates the outfit that is simply worn from the outfit that is genuinely remembered. Proportion before purchase, the sandwich before the mirror, metal unity before the door, print restraint before the pattern, the right trio before the occasion. And now it belongs to you completely. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 rules is the one you have been missing? Name it specifically, because I read every comment on this channel and your answer tells me exactly what to teach next. If today gave you something that genuinely shifts how you see your wardrobe, please give this video a like and subscribe to Golden Chic Life. Turn on the notification bell, because what is coming next goes even deeper and it only continues to get better. Elegance is not a gift. It is a language. And you have just learned 7 of its most essential words. I will see you in the next one.